Hello, everyone. What is going on? My name is Timpedia, and welcome back to. I almost said Let's Play Bounty Hunter because I literally was recording Bounty Hunter earlier today. It's actually been a while since we did the TNT podcast. We've done multiple Halo and Bounty Hunter sessions. I've done multiple Bounty Hunter since the last podcast. I usually don't have other recordings going on in between, but we're back with the podcast.
Yeah, we're back in the year of the Timpire.
Oh God. Who's back? Who's here? On my right.
It's Friedman, also known as Andrew, but mostly known as Friedman.
And on my left. Oh boy.
I got nothing.
There.
We have nothing to Tim's left. It's just a void.
Yeah, it's a nothing. Just an ethereal, whatever.
Freeman, is that a racist joke?
What? Listeners,
Tyler
please
got
don't report me.
Tyler got it.
4 fifths. 4 fifths.
Oh my
We've
God.
done math. 4 fifths. The math is solid on this one.
The math checks out.
Dang, I've been had.
Oh God.
Yeah.
You know what's not going to be had? Sony games on Steam. Breaking my heart, man.
Yeah. So what's up with that exactly?
So there's nothing confirmed, but a lot of the big, like Jason Schreier, I know he's one of the biggest like leaker guys in gaming, and there's a lot of big Sony leakers are apparently saying that Sony is not happy with the sales of their single-player exclusives, especially on PC. So they are cutting back on the things they release, like how we got Horizon, God of War, and Ghost of Tsushima. Apparently, they're stepping back from that and really leaning into the exclusives, and they're going to keep a lot more of this just on PlayStation. So that seems to confirm that there's not going to be any Ghost of Yotei for me to play on Steam, sadly. And it seems like that's
you have to play get a PS5.
But I don't. But I don't want to play into their plan. I don't like it.
I mean, I did offer to loan you my PS5.
No, I know you did, but I'm just saying, like, it genuinely makes me sad because I liked playing these games on PC a lot. Like, I was fine waiting, for it to eventually come out. Like, I would like to eventually play God of War and Ragnarok on PC. I just haven't gotten around to them yet because they're pretty long games. But I really enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima, and I would be happy to play the God of War games and Horizon, whatever. I played on PC. I didn't love it, but I played it on PC.
But I think there's some interesting stats backing up their decision that I don't know if I agree with them. So I forget who ran the numbers, but it was basically they looked at every single player game that Sony produced that came out on PC, and they found that less than 1% of purchases came from PC. So they were putting all this effort into these ports that ended up selling so little. And then someone else in the comments section was like, well, yeah, they all release a year after their initial launch. Who is so determined to play it on PC and waiting a whole year? Like it's a small market. And they didn't have any numbers of like any single player big tentpole games they launched where it happened to be a simultaneous release. So there's no data on how big of an audience could you capture if you didn't put it on a 1 year delay. So you have the inverse of PC games coming to Switch later and then people buying it for a console, but they don't have inverse data.
So I would say, I would guess that the biggest reason is because they don't market this at all. Like, there's no marketing that says, hey, now on Steam. It just, you open Steam one day, and maybe the banner at the top of Steam says, hey, this Sony single-player game came out, which makes sense. There's no reason for them to market it. But it also feels like in the era of, and we'll get to it a little later, the big changes at Xbox, but it feels like in the era of Xbox really going, hey, you can buy our console, but we're really like Game Pass, PC, Xbox. It's all this kind of ecosystem thing. Sony really putting their foot down and going, no, we want you to buy a PlayStation, just like Nintendo wants you to buy a Switch. And maybe they'll keep doing things like crossplay for multi-platform games, but I think I understand where it's coming from. It just really is sad to me because as someone who doesn't really want to buy consoles anytime soon, I'm sad that I can't. I really wanted to play Ghost of Yotei, and I very well might end up borrowing your PlayStation eventually to play it, Tyler. But I like being able to use my computer, use my Xbox controller, and play games from my Steam library. So I am saddened by this. I did like a lot of the Sony first party stuff. It really is good. But I also get that's why they're like, no, we need to pull this back because this is the stuff that has proven to be resilient in the era of, we'll get to in a second, all these live service games just kind of coming out and dying unless they're an established IP. It feels like we're really swinging back into this era of like good single player games are the things that sell consoles on other than, sports and Call of Duty.
Sports.
Yeah, because I'm wondering when it comes to, I'd almost say it comes down to live service versus not live service. For these ongoing things where you want a big player base, you want them in for as long as possible, going multi-platform helps that business model the best. Whereas, how do I put this? Like single player games become the reason to get the console as opposed to, it's. I'm trying to verbalize this thought.
That's why I get
nowhere.
it, but it just makes me sad. And Xbox can't really do that because, lo and behold, Xbox doesn't really have any good single-player exclusives.
Yeah. I mean, that's the problem with Xbox's business model of just being so linked to PC is that anything they do immediately loses console exclusivity.
Well, it's not even tied to PC anymore because Halo's going to be on PlayStation later this year.
Yeah.
Still boggles my mind.
Still boggles the mind.
15-year-old Tyler and younger cannot fathom.
Tyler, you okay?
Actually...
You sound like you're going Robo Man.
Oh no.
It's just a little bit. There's a little.
Yeah, it's slightly. The listeners can probably understand.
The clanker's mask is slipping.
Oh no.
The voice filter's going away.
The voice filter.
Revealing that we replaced Tyler with AI a long time ago. Sorry.
Bubba AI.
Tyler's dead. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Freeman, I know you moved this up, but we can just kind of go right into Xbox.
Yeah, I figured it was a more natural transition because I think it's been what? Like it's been more than 3 weeks since the last podcast recording?
Yeah.
So in that time, I know that Xbox has changed over their CEO. They've recommitted to like still being a thing, and then they've also teased, despite the fact that they've pretty much exited the console market now, they've teased that a new console is in the works.
Project Scarlet or whatever?
Yeah, I think it's called Project Scarlet. It's one of those things where it's like, hey, we're working on something, but we literally have nothing to announce yet. It's putting them in a weird spot where everyone's like, Xbox is dead, but the Xbox itself is like, no, we're not, but please just buy Game Pass. So I don't know. It felt like for a week everyone's like, we did it. The console wars are over. And now it sounds like, oh no, the air quotes console wars are starting all over again.
I think it's more that like all this stuff has been in work for so long. It doesn't matter that they change CEOs. Like they have to have been developing the next Xbox for 2 years minimum.
Yeah.
Like we've also seen rumors that Sony's going to launch in 2027 with the PS6.
Hilarious joke. There's no way they're going to, but they definitely planned on it before the current chip shortage started.
I mean, I could see them pushing it out a bit, but I mean, it's crazy to think, but we're a couple of years into this cycle.
We are. Yeah, we are.
Like, I know console cycles have gotten longer because I remember that the 360 and PS3 era, that lasted shockingly long. But I think the eras just feel so much like shorter now because it just feels like there aren't as many games coming out, like high profile things coming out these days. And
how do I put this? We've all seen the Steam like user surveys about what graphics card everyone's on.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people are upgrading. Developers are not targeting the latest and greatest because they know that that's not actually where the audience is. And you have games like Fortnite is still the most dominant game. But you can play Fortnite just fine on a base PS4. And they like that because you have a larger addressable user base. We'll have the same issue going to the PlayStation 6 we have the PS5 where everyone says the phrase, well, what game? What game do I need this for? And even for us, like when did the first Final Fantasy VII remake was out during the PS4 era, if I remember correctly.
Was it really?
The second one was like, for me, that was the first game where it's like, wow, I need a PS5 to play this. And that was 3 complete years into the console's life cycle. Jeez. So I feel like we're going to get another scenario where the PlayStation 6 is going to launch and everyone's going to be like, yeah, but I could play most of these games on PS4 still.
That's
I-
not.
unless there's some killer single player games.
Yeah, I'll say there's. Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, yeah, it depends. Same thing with like Nintendo. Like, I was talking about like, it's like, well, what would I get on a Switch 2? The answer is nothing. So I'm like, who really cares? At least if I care, I don't care. Same
Like
thing
I'm
for PS5, like, or if a PS6 comes out, like if I can count on one hand how many games I want, then like whatever.
I mean, I wonder if we're going to see a transition, and I don't know if there's anything reasonable about this theory, but take the Steam machine for example. It's Valve
If
going and
that's coming
saying,
out.
well, when it comes out, because at this point they're probably going to hold off on it for pricing reasons. But ultimately, what it boils down to is Valve says, "Hey, we want the most like average-ish computer that can run games well. What if we sold people quite literally in a box the most average-ish computer? So developers can target this average-ish computer, and the average game experience is expected." I'm wondering if Xbox becomes out where it says, hey, this is a particular set of tier of PC we would like PC developers to target their development around because we can sell people this complete boxed PC experience and they know it'll run well. Please target it. The same way that right now devs are targeting the Steam Deck for approval, especially like the lower end games, are targeting Steam Deck for verification on day one. You're creating a target on PC effectively. And I'm wondering if the next Xbox would do something similar to the Steam machine in that regard. Because then you end up with the same thing on PlayStation, where a developer puts out a game and they're like, okay, well, it runs in low spec mode that works fine on the PS5, but then high spec mode goes on PS6. Kind of the same way they do the regular versus pro split currently with PlayStation games.
Hmm.
I don't know, one potential timeline.
Always the worst timeline.
It just feels like consoles are so completely all over the place.
They
The
are.
minute they're back, the next they're not.
Are they coming? Have they been back?
But dude, PS5s were selling out. Nintendo Switch 2s are
Nintendo's.
Maybe we're
Still,
just
you
too
know.
old. Maybe I'm just too old. I'm not even gonna say we because
I don't know, man. Like I don't use it, but like I'll say this as someone who is super big in the retro emulation community. The idea about playing all games and all of history in your pocket is great. And you go and you look at like I can't believe I'm gonna actually praise Nintendo in the year of our Lord after Colony 195. But like if you wanted to, you could play like not all of it, but a good majority of the entire Nintendo back catalog by paying their monthly online subscription. But still, it's available in a singular mobile device. So in terms of what consoles can do, both handheld and in your living room, it's never been better in terms of game availability.
Sure.
The problem is the
wonder
inverse is
if
true. There's
the
so many
other
ways to play
thing
games that aren't consoles.
is like optics too. Like maybe we just don't have the full picture still. Like I don't know.
Because like if you look at the end of the day and they say 1% of our sales are, or I'm sorry, I'm back to the Sony thing, but the 1% of our sales are from PC. Is the PC market even that big for these games then? If the people who are interested would just go get them for console anyway?
Well, that's why I think like it. They don't go out of their way to make it easy. Like they don't go out of their way to make it known.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we definitely saw Xbox's approach with how they did, what was it, the Series S, the low end model, which was meant to just be like, hey, if you literally are just here to play like Minecraft and Call of Duty, just get this tiny little box and run it on here. And I wish I had any type of sales data to back up my theories here, but I'm wondering if that was stronger than the actual Series X.
I don't know.
I mean,
At
it was
the end
also
of the
like
day,
only a
are we all
$299
buying
console.
consoles? Are we getting PS6 probably?
Oh, I'm buying the new Xbox. I want to play the enhanced version of Halo Infinite. There's no way this PC version is the definitive version of this game. There's got to be a bit.
Gotta
God.
be.
But yeah, when it comes to PlayStation 6, it's going to be exactly like PS5, where it's until there's a game that I actually want to play that needs it, there's no reason for me to own this.
Well, but that's what everyone said, and then everyone ended up with a PS5 anyway. And how many games have been played on it?
I mean, I played the shit out of mine. Not as much as my PS4, I think.
I think in terms of actual PS5 exclusive games, I think I'm only at like 4 that I own.
That's wild.
But I will say this. I will say my case for owning the PS5 is not the normal one. I didn't own a PS4 Pro, and a lot of games did actually run like dog shit on regular PS4. That the PS5 is like a PS4 replacement. So like I'll bring up Witcher 3. I used to have to wait legitimately 180 seconds after dying before I'd start playing again because of the load times in that game.
That's brutal.
On PS5 it was 10 seconds between death to replaying.
That's wild.
Yeah, but that's just one very niche example.
No, it's not niche because I played well, another reason why I might it depends heavily is like my PS5 is backwards compatible with my PS4 games, and over the weekend I decided to touch Kingdom Hearts and Dragon Age Inquisition, actually started that, and both games run pretty well on the PS5, except this weird bug that Inquisition has where you start up the game and it just gets stuck in a black screen, in which I learned that I was trying to connect to EA servers
Oh,
that are
jeez.
long dead for this game, and I had to turn off my Wi-Fi or like just turn off my network
So that it would...
for the
Amazing.
PS5.
Man.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's to also say we're in the golden age of consoles, that all of them are backwards compatible. Like, you buy a new console, it's not that you don't own any games for it. You could play all of your existing games on it. Like, I watched a lot of Scott the Woz videos, and he was going through this whole, every third console has this problem. And this is not really a thing anymore. But it was the idea about everyone has this established base on your second console, and you launch the third one. It's like, how do you convince people to move over? Because they've already got their games somewhere else. And backwards compatible is definitely the way to get people to just be like, just get the console. Even if the games aren't here yet, you can have the console and it still does something.
And especially in the case where they actually put in a little work to like do the patch kind of thing.
Oh, like the enhanced for new console version.
I know on Switch it was what was it? Tears of the Kingdom apparently runs way better on a Switch 2 than on an original Switch.
Same thing with like Pokemon Scarlet Violet. Finally runs the way they wanted it to.
Okay, well let's calm down there, Pokemon.
Oh, well, no, look, I'm saying this. Look, my sister is a famous Twitch streamer who does shiny hunting. Famous is a exaggeration, but point is, my sister streams Scarlet Violet very regularly, and she always said the problem with lag on Switch 1 for Scarlet Violet was obnoxious, and she said it's just straight up gone on Switch 2. So it is a noticeable improvement. People are saying this is the way the game's meant to be played.
Oh, I'm sure
I still am not playing that terrible game.
Okay, good. That's what we needed to hear.
I mean, I think he's lying still.
No,
what did he buy today, Tyler?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh my god.
All right, listeners, full disclosure, I'm now the proud is a strong word, a proud owner of a Switch 2.
Wow.
Yep.
Anyway, but in terms of that, I am playing Pokemon currently, but I'm playing a Pokemon Crystal ROM hack, so this doesn't really count.
Oh my god. You know what? That would get me to... I know I talked to you guys the other day, a little while ago, about like emulation stuff, but man, if there was an easy way, if Nintendo opened it up for ROM hacks on the Switch, I would buy a Switch 2 to play Pokemon ROM hacks on my TV.
People hack the Switch 2 yet? I'm assuming they have.
Oh my god. Speaking of hacking, this doesn't really transition, but we should talk about the next thing, because this is... Was there a hacker character in Concord? Was there one in Highguard? I don't know, but...
Who the fuck knows?
No, the world will never know. That's the easy answer.
These games don't exist anymore.
So, hot on the heels of Concord, to be fair, not going as fast. Concord was... I don't know if Concord's record of shutting down will ever be beaten. But Highguard, in the time since the last podcast, where it had just come out, I think, is already dead. After lots of bluster from the developers about how they are doing layoffs, but they got a whole roadmap and da 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 da. Yeah, the game's dead. I don't think the server's shut down yet. I don't know, but yeah, Highguard's already gone, which is just Concord at least didn't get shown off at the Game Awards as the final show and didn't hit 100,000 players day one. to then crater off a cliff to basically nothing. Like that's the worst, to see that, like, no, the community at large, those numbers don't lie. The game was not fun and people did not play it.
Apparently, it's not shut down yet, but it will be shut down on the 12th, which, as of recording,
2
days
days
from now.
So by the time this comes out, it'll be like a day until Concord, or I said
Damn.
Concord,
Until
Highguard shuts down.
Concord 2 or 3, yeah. Damn. Dude, that sucks.
Guys, do we want to get in on Highguard real quick? Because it's only got 2 days left, you know? We could totally...
Right?
This is playing, which means we can just steamroll the noobs who are for some reason installing this game for the first time.
We're also installing the game for the first time.
I didn't imply you weren't in that group. Anyway, my favorite joke to come out of this whole ordeal is, I don't know if you guys remember this, but during the first Trump administration, he went through a lot of House Communications directors, and one of them, Anthony Scaramucci, was only the director for 11 days. So the phrase "a Scaramucci" is a shorthand term for saying 11 days or less. So you'll say, if you lasted 2 weeks, like, oh, he made it 1.3 Scaramuccis. Concord is now becoming a unit of measure in terms of how long these canceled games are making it.
Yeah. Wasn't there also the British Prime Minister lady? There was like the cabbage that lasted longer than that female Prime Minister of Britain a couple of years ago. Do you guys not remember this?
I'm trying to fix it because I have the Wikipedia. I have the Wikipedia article for list of humorous units of measurement, and I was on Scaramucci, and I scrolled up, and the first one they have listed is a Friedman. The Friedman is approximately 6 months. Specifically 6 months in the future, and named after Thomas Friedman, who repeatedly used the span in reference to when a determination of Iraq's future could be surmised. What? Oh boy! So Friedman refers to 6 months from now.
Okay, solid unit of measure. But anyway, no matter what humorous length of time you use, oh wow, no, yeah, Highguard almost made it 2 months. January 26th on Steam was their listed release date.
5 days, so like 4.1 Highguards. Oh, sorry, 4.1 Concords.
I mean, look, the game seemed to have a cool idea, some interesting ideas, but it seems like it was, from what I've seen and heard, it was just way too many things thrown into a pot all at once. There's like the mining phase, the siege defense phase, and like all these other things, and it just seems like it didn't stick with anybody.
I'm not gonna lie, watching the gameplay footage, it looked cool, but at the end of the day, like, you need to give me a reason to play it over all the other established games.
Well, and that's what we were talking about with, you know, things like Fortnite. Like, this has to be interesting enough and easy enough to pick up that you drag people out of the other games.
Yeah.
And that doesn't at all seem to have been something that happened. So. Oh, well.
That's the suck.
It's dead and gone and over, but at the same time, Marvel, the interest is there. Marvel Rivals is doing good, and I think Overwatch is like the best it's ever been, almost, right?
Yeah, there was an interview where they said this is the player base is healthier than it's been since the original launch of the original Overwatch 1. And I hate that I have to clarify it like that. Point is, this is like, I'm not currently playing Overwatch, but supposedly this is the best time to be playing Overwatch.
Damn.
I mean, Luigi has chimed in with similar news. I feel like
all it took was for them to undo everything they did with Overwatch 2, from the name to the 5v5 to everything, and now we're back to what people actually wanted. Which was
all we
Overwatch
needed to
1.
do was throw away the game and do it again, and now we're suddenly back on top, baby.
Look, they pulled my least favorite storyline structure in anime, where you have a slice of life for 10 episodes. Then on episode 11, you take something away, and then episode 12 is all about bringing it back, so that you feel like you did something. And that's exactly how I feel about Overwatch 1.2, whatever the fuck they're calling it.
Yeah, I was gonna say
something.
Overwatch
redo, final mix.
Overwatch
1-3, or however they would call it in Kingdom Hearts world.
I do actually want to switch to the next topic, only because it's actually kind of the inverse of Concord. So many months ago, we talked about Bungie launching Marathon and it being ripped apart, and having the controversy about AI and all this other stuff, really tearing apart this like Escape from Tarkov, extraction shooter of Marathon. And then Arc Raiders came out, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, Arc Raiders is the blah blah blah, the greatest ever." Now all of a sudden, Marathon has come out and is actually consistently hitting 30 to 80,000 players at any given time. Like
I saw that and I was confused. But hey, man, I guess people are just gonna play what they're gonna play. I don't even know what it looks like.
I know
What it looks like.
nothing about Marathon, but it actually came out 5 days ago and has not dropped one time so far. It today at what's UTC? What time zone is that? I forget. 2 hours.
Basically London time. So I think you're 5 hours off from now, or maybe. Actually, I don't know what it is, but daylight savings time.
Looking at the Steam chart, the lowest it's been in the last few hours was 23,000 active players, and right now it's at about 60,000 active players.
UTC's 4 hours behind us right now.
Okay, so whatever. Nighttime somewhere. I'm sure that's what it was. Whatever it is, Marathon is actually kind of doing good, which is shocking. I don't know. I know there's been some controversies about like microtransactions, and there's been a bunch of stuff about like this is Destiny 2 all over again, where they're charging way too much for stuff that's just nothing. But still, I'm kind of stunned that there's anything good about this at all.
Yeah, I'd be curious about their numbers because I'm looking at Arc Raiders goes back all the way to when did the game come out? November, and it had a rise. It fell 2 weeks later, and then it rose. And it's been like I don't want to call it a steady decrease. It's in a holding pattern right now at a large number of players. You look at Marathon. We only have like 6 days of data to work with. I don't want to say it's trending down, but it's not.
It is a little bit, but not. But
it's not rising the way Arc Raiders did. I wonder if it's just it didn't blow up as a game.
I mean, I don't know if it's going to last forever, but I mean, if you look at literally, if you compare it to Highguard, where Highguard started out at 100,000 players and within 3 days had fallen to 12,000 and then never recovered and is now sitting at 300 players. Marathon has hit that 2-day mark and has not instantly fallen off a cliff.
Yeah.
Like it's not to say much, but literally if you look at Highguard's chart, over the course of every single day, it only went down. And Marathon, at least, is roughly maintaining.
So I'll bring this up, though. Both Arc Raiders and Marathon are paid games. Neither of them are full price. They're both the exact same price, $40. So you have the stickiness of, I paid for this game, I'm going to play it, versus the free-to-play. I logged in and this game is ass, I'm never touching it again.
Holy fuck, Arc Raiders has actually got crazy numbers. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. I just looked at it. 157,000 right now. 480 all-time peak from 4 months ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We're talking very different scales. The question is, at what number is Marathon a functioning game for them? Because like I don't know what the numbers mean in the industry here.
Actually, you know what's winning everything right now? Slay the Spire 2.
Actually, I mean, I went over to Sasha yesterday. He was already playing it too. People are losing it. I'm resisting the urge to play this until it comes out of early access. But
the top 5 games on Steam right now: Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, Slay the Spire 2, Arc Raiders, and then 5M. What is 5M?
5M?
It's something that's it's the 5th highest played game on Steam right now. I have no clue what this 5M thing is.
I don't think it's a real game.
Is it different than 3M?
No, it's 5M.
It's not a real game because they don't have a storefront. I think it might be some type of compatibility client.
Nah. Well, then number 5 is Siege, which we don't have on the news, but Siege's Metal Gear Solid crossover stuff came out, and that has bumped Siege's numbers way up.
Oh, wait, this is worse. 5M is not a game. 5M is the GTA 5 multiplayer mod.
It is,
oh
yes.
My
I
God.
just found it, yeah.
That's explains it.
That's crazy.
That explains
well, then number 6 is Siege with the snake stuff, and Siege is at its...
Hey, I need to say it's not just the snake stuff, okay? It
I
is
said Metal
also
Gear
the
Solid the first time.
Calypso Casino. Calypso Casino is a big deal.
Oh, that's the Vegas one, right?
Yeah, it like
Man, they put that
because
together. That's
during
ridiculous.
bro, I was talking to my one buddy who plays it, and I was like, he's like, Tyler, you know Calypso Casino's come by? I'm like, yeah, I saw it in the trailer. I was like, what the fuck do you mean they didn't have Calypso Casino this entire time? And he was
He's
like,
like, yeah, now
you
Siege is
know,
good.
yeah, now Siege is good now. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna lie, like, because first he
Oh,
came at me with the, oh, like Snake is there, and I'm like, oh, do I play Siege again, with Calypso Casino out? But I'm like, nah. I played like just under 100 hours of it when it came out, and I just kind of got bored with it.
yeah, I played Siege a bunch too. Siege was fun. You know what?
Yeah,
See, we're talking about Siege and Highguard. Like, from what I've heard, Highguard's biggest problem is how much it took so long to get to the gameplay. Siege is very much like you spawn in, you're either driving around the little drone to get vision, or you're setting up defenses, and like there's not a lot of downtime in Siege. Those rounds happen pretty fast.
yeah,
And it's like time. What is it?
yeah.
What's the stat that everyone likes to use? Like time to kill in shooters. All
Oh,
these
yeah.
statistics like time to kill, time to first gunfire, like all those things are very fast in Siege, and I mean, Siege seems to be sitting comfortably at like in the top 10 of Steam all the time.
And this is
Also,
after they got hacked.
yeah, good point.
I'm very surprised.
I wonder if anything is on sale for it, but oh yeah, it is. Because Ubisoft is having a big sale on Steam right now. So everything is on sale, including Tyler, $250 for Rainbow Six Vegas 2. It's only $2.50 right now on Steam.
Vegas 2 is fun. I didn't like their whole aces system. No, nope, don't get into the conversation.
AC
Listen, I'll go on a
Shadows is
whole-
on sale for $35. I don't really want to play a new Assassin's Creed game, but Shadows was supposed to be okay.
You don't want a new collectathon?
I mean, it's more that I want more Ghost of Tsushima, and apparently I'm not going to get Yote on Steam, so I might as well bringing it back.
Girl, you can get Yote at home.
Yote at home.
Dollar
Yote
store
at home.
Yote. Yeah.
Let's switch wildly off of gaming finally, because this news story has been unfolding for a hot minute. So, ever since like 2 months ago, Warner Brothers said, which does also affect gaming because they have a gaming division that's pretty big. Warner Brothers has apparently been for sale, and there's been this huge bidding war between Netflix and Paramount. And I think everybody mostly wanted Netflix to win as the lesser of two evils because Paramount sucks. Paramount seems to have not done very much good recently, but you know, that is what it is. But lo and behold, after multiple rounds of bidding where Netflix kept letting Paramount up their bid, eventually Paramount won. And now Warner Brothers is, unless something happens, which it certainly could between U.S. government, some other government, someone could probably stop this. But as of right now, Paramount is going to take over Warner Brothers, which does affect DC, all the other Warner Brothers stuff, but mostly DC, which apparently should be untouched. Apparently, James Gunn will still be in charge, but also Warner Brothers Gaming, which does have things like, I think the Lord of the Rings license ?
They should, yeah.
Because they did Shadow of War and Mordor. Because
Yeah.
they also
They dumpstered all of that too.
oh God, all the Batman games and all that jazz, everything DC related for gaming. I'm trying to think of what else Warner Brothers Gaming has.
Condemned Criminal Origin. I'll never see it again.
It's not family friendly, Tyler. Oh, Harry Potter license. That's a big one. I totally didn't think of that. Yeah, the Harry Potter license is also with Warner Brothers. So who knows what this is going to look like?
Did they announce a Hogwarts Legacy sequel?
No. I don't think so.
Yo, I'll play the new Hogwarts Legacy if it's like Bully.
Oh God, that would be cool, but they'll never do that. Wow,
They should.
the Warner Brothers games website, the games page that lists their games is broken. I just went to it and it just says latest games, nothing. Incredible. Wow, that's oh, Lego. Lego's another big one. Mortal Kombat. Yeah, so there's a lot of licenses here that Warner Brothers Warner Brothers Games has, and a lot of people are worried about, like layoffs and all that jazz.
There's a lot of layoffs all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
But my friend and I who work together talked about it today.
But my economy is doing great.
Line's going up.
Warner Brothers has not put out much. They have, in 2025, Warner Brothers only put out 2 games, Hogwarts Legacy and DC Worlds Collide, which was a mobile game. And then Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight is coming out this year. And that's it. 24 had a bunch of games, but 25 had 2 games. Jeez. That's crazy. You know what it is? It's because they had two stinkers come out in 24. They had Multiversus, which flopped, and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which flopped.
Yikes. Yikes.
And then everything else has been nothing. Like Harry Potter Quidditch, Batman Arkham Shadow. Oh, also Hogwarts Legacy last year was only on Switch 2. So they've put out nothing. Great. Anyway, so yeah, Paramount is going to theoretically buy Warner Brothers. Big shakeups for movies, big shakeups for gaming. To be determined what's going to end up happening, though, because the deal's probably going to take a while to go through. But that's who needs monopolies? What's that?
What's that? How's
that? A board game that no one wants to play.
Damn.
Yeah, true.
Apparently, that's it. That's all it is.
That's a lot. I mean, I'll fuck with Monopoly. Shit just takes too long. Mostly because I'm bad.
No, I don't think that's it. I think it's just that Monopoly kind of sucks, but it's like everyone's first board game.
Yeah.
Everyone's first, like, quote-unquote grown-up board game.
I played it. There was like a week in college where, because I was friends with my RA, and he was trying to run events, and he did like, oh, we're doing a Monopoly thing, winner wins something big. And of course, someone on our floor tried to game the system and figured out what's the optimal strategy for Monopoly. And I'll tell you guys what the optimal strategy is. The spaces immediately after jail are the highest value places on the board.
Makes sense.
Because statistically, you're most likely to pass over those the most.
Freeman, hear me out. Hear me out. The actual best play
is to not play.
Is to buy the railroads and the utilities because they're fun and cool.
Because they're
look, I get it. As a kid who also loved trains when they were a kid, the trains were the coolest spot.
I'm glad you understand. I'm glad you understand.
Boardwalk nonsense. Give me the trains.
No, it was give me the trains, and give me the first row after go because they're cheap and you can buy hotels and houses really easily. So give me the terrible squares that if I sink a little bit of money into, they almost equal Boardwalk as like base value.
You're joking. I say you're joking, but getting a monopoly on the early board pieces is also a very strong strategy. So
sure.
No lies. You're correct here.
Yeah,
you know
it's really good.
We're all forgetting the best strategy. It's called play much better board games than Monopoly.
Damn.
Yeah, play sorry like a real man.
I was going to say
sorry.
See, I was going to say play Catan where you can set up actual monopolies that make people angry at you. All right.
When are we playing again?
I am down to play any time, but Tyler would probably rather shoot himself than play as Catan again.
It's not that egregious. It's not.
Dude, Catan's fun. I like Catan.
Just because you win with...
That's not even true!
Listeners, this fucking
it's
guy,
coming from
bro,
the guy who wins sweaty trains every time. Oh my god, crazy. Crazy.
See, I use skill, alright,
oh my god,
and just sheer luck, whereas you are just luck.
Alright, Freeman, what video games, speaking of games that we're playing again, what games came out for the 20th time?
Sure. I don't know why the show notes keep deleting everything I keep typing on here. Anyway, Pokemon Day was last week, and to commemorate it, Nintendo wanted to surprise everyone by finally making at least one of the old Pokemon games available on Switch. It had been this big meme that how come all these Game Boy Color, and all these Game Boy Advance games are getting added to Switch Online? Why are none of the Pokemon games on here? And the obvious answer was they know for a fact that they can just straight up sell them and not make them part of the Switch service and make money. So I forget which region posted the entry way too early, so we got the leaks that Fire Red and Leaf Green were coming to Switch, and they were each going to cost $20. For context, I remember correctly, these games came out in 2004, so these are 22-year-old games. They cost still more than half of what they cost at the time they came out. The emulation community, which has been playing Fire Red and Leaf Green for forever, because it is the Pokemon game that most Gen 3 mods are based off of, saw this and said, wow, Nintendo, you really think people are going to pay $20 for this?
Yes.
And then the real community said, I will happily pay $20. In fact, I'll pay $40 for both copies of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So community immediately got split between, should we be paying Nintendo for this low effort, it's not even a remake or a remaster, it's straight up just the ROM in the official Nintendo Game Boy Advance emulator.
Freeman. The community doesn't matter. I'm sure it
doesn't matter.
I'm sure it's the highest selling. It could easily be the highest selling game of the entire year.
I mean, it's not going to be, but it's selling
why
really,
not?
really, really well.
Is there a reason it couldn't be? Legitimately, like, there's nothing more member-berry for our generation than Blue and Red, aka now Fire Red and Leaf Green. There is nothing more.
I'm glad you mentioned member berries for our generation, because
Freeman,
I
your
saw
mic
this
is
release.
peaking so hard. I know you're.
I'm sorry,
excited,
I'm screaming.
But, oh my god!
Sorry, all right, I'll tone it back because I want to actually hear what I'm saying.
All I hear.
So that is what I thought too. I thought this game is for. I almost called us boomers, but for like the millennials who grew up with Pokemon Red and Blue, Who may or may not have played Fire Red and Leaf Green, but they want to experience it again. They did play Fire Red and Leaf Green, and they want to play it again. But I'm starting to realize the overwhelming majority of people who play Pokemon games, that they're not us. They're people who started after Black and White. The number of videos I'm seeing of people learning about early Gen 3 mechanics, not understanding that the physical special split, which was a thing that started on the DS games. People are just unaware of the idea that, like, what do you mean ghost moves are physical? Seeing people who say, why is my screen shaking when my Pokemon's poisoned? Who don't understand. And I heard this, like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, it's always done that. And then it occurred to me, ever since the move to the Switch, they don't shake the screen when you're poisoned. So this large majority of gamers has never played a Pokemon game pre-Switch. And then...
We unk now, bro. We unk.
And then you have Pokopia taking over and being the game to play. Where there are people out there saying, this is the greatest Pokemon game ever released. And I'm pausing and I'm like, the kind of person who's saying this probably started around the time Sword and Shield launched in, 2018? I forget what year it was at that point. But point is, we're Unk status. We're not even the target demographic for the Fire Red and Leaf Green release. This is for people who've never heard of this game before. And I'm getting given more and more content. And Tim, you and I talked about this when I failed to send you a reel making fun of people like taking a game trailer and making a 30-minute analysis video out of it. I'm seeing more and more of these like clickbait style videos of like, these are the top 10 items to get in Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. I'm just like, what the fuck is this game culturification of this like 23-year-old video game? Like, I almost couldn't take it, went full Unk status, and I'm just like, what is going on?
I think you're right about some of that, but I still think it's people who are like, oh, I remember playing Pokemon. I have not cared about any Pokemon game, didn't own a DS, didn't own anything. I'm going to play Fire Red and Leaf Green. I can play a Pokemon game on my TV finally that isn't one of these crappy new modern 3D Pokemon games. I think that's so much of what this is.
Which is crazy because they already did this when they released Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, which is already a 3D. Red and Blue remake
3D.
on Switch,
3D.
but it's 3D.
3D
Yeah.
doesn't
it also
matter.
doesn't have normal Pokemon
I'm
mechanics.
telling you, it's the people want to see a top-down view. They want to understand the gameplay. They want it to feel like you're still playing an old top-down 2D Pokemon game. That's all that matters. Nintendo Nintendo could do one of these every year for the next 5 years and take 5 years to develop the next Pokemon game, and they would meet their sales goal every single time.
So I'm glad you brought up taking 5 years for their next game, because that brings me into the next subtopic on this. They did, in fact, announce the next Pokemon games, and in a shocking twist of fate, they announced that it's not even coming out this year. They announced them for 2027
Finally.
and put out a teaser.
They
And I
finally realized.
saw that, and I'm like, holy shit. And then everyone's like, wow, this will be the longest gap between games. And I paused and I realized it's been a hot minute since Scarlet and Violet came out, and everyone was mad about it. And I think Game Freak finally heard what people are saying about, like, this game does not look good. I'd rather wait for a good game than pay for another shitty game. So, again, Game Freak, I ain't buying your shit, but thank God you're listening, because
I think it's twofold. I think they have enough backlog of old Pokemon games that they can re-release. Freeman, like you said, they put probably 2 weeks worth of effort into getting Leaf Green and Fire Red on the Switch. Like, come on. It's printing money for no effort. We've talked about this so many times in regards to Nintendo. They have so many easy options, and maybe they finally realized, oh shit, maybe we don't have to rush for another Pokemon game. We could just rely for 1 or 2 cycles on this free money that's on the ground. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if they took one of the DS games like Black and White, like one of the pretty popular ones, and those showed up on the Switch 2 next? Oh my God.
I mean, I would personally love it. I'm waiting for Nintendo to do this because they still haven't alluded to having any kind of solution to what do we do about these dual screen games, re-releasing them. But I get your point 100%.
I think you do what a lot of YouTubers do, which is put the main game top screen as the big front end, and then you have in the corner the second screen on the side.
The problem is whether Nintendo's okay with that. For something like Pokemon, where the gameplay doesn't really have any kind of I'm going to say verticality to it, versus like if you take I love this game. It's called Sonic Rush. But it was like a Sonic game where he was bouncing between the top and the bottom screens, depending on how high or low you were on a level. And it was really cool. And it's a problem right now in the emulation community because there's a couple dual screen devices. And arguably the biggest one right now, the AIM Thor, the 2 screens are different resolutions. So they don't line up correctly. So it's a problem for games of that style. But thankfully, all the Pokemon games, it's basically just like we slap the menu on the bottom screen.
Freeman, I think that's what they would do. I think you could actually rebuild those old Pokemon games from the ground up with the menus redesigned, and it would be fine.
I mean, here's my take. If they ever do Black and White again, because it was the first Pokemon game to... I mean, Diamond and Pearl did have a sort of 3D engine, but Black and White was like, you're not top-down, you're off to the side, and it has sort of pixel graphics for you, the player.
Pseudo 3D.
If I say the HD 2D that they did for Octopath Traveler is a perfect candidate for doing something like Pokemon Black and White, which was already trying to do that style, but didn't have the graphical power of anything beyond the original Nintendo DS to work with.
Maybe Nintendo is just more selective about it than we think they are. I like, it clearly works, whatever they're doing, because Fire Red and Leaf Green sold like crazy. The Pokopia or whatever you said, Freeman, the Animal Crossing for Pokemon, like, come on. It's free.
Yo, quick thing though on Pokopia. What the fuck, bro?
What is that? What the fuck about specifically, so I can field this question?
Yeah, what?
Did we talk about the Ditto becomes a human bit?
Oh,
no. Yeah, we haven't spoken about this yet.
Have we not talked about? Cause man, this is some horror shit, dude. This is some crazy shit. Like you know damn well someone at Game Freak was like, "Yo, the people are right. You could just fuck a Ditto."
It's got that
and they're like,
goofy looking
"Yeah,
face
but
the whole
like
time.
we can't go that way, but we want to go that way. So how do we let the audience know that they can go that way, but actually sell a game to kids?" Like, come on, man! Like, what the fuck is
Tyler?
this?
I'm sure Nintendo has no clue what you're talking about. No one at Nintendo will ever acknowledge what you're saying.
Look, Nintendo is not concerned about the person out there who's like, oh, with the technicality, I could transform Ditto and then I'm fucking a Pokemon. And they're more concerned with the people out there who are like, oh man, Gardevoir and Lopunny are my favorite Pokemon. That's more of their concern. They're not concerned about the Ditto lovers.
Concerned. They're not concerned.
Oh, sorry, they're
In fact,
selling
they're
products
leaning into it. like, dude, you know for a fact they're like, oh, how many motherfuckers can we get with this?
They did.
How
They
many?
did sell a life-size God of War plush at the Japan Pokemon Center last year. They know exactly what they're doing.
They know.
Exactly. They know.
They'll never admit it, but they know.
Yeah.
I hate it, bro. I hate it. Like it.
Follow the money.
I hate it. Like it's it's different. It's not different, but it's different. It's like Marvel Rivals having thirst trap models. Like, okay, yeah,
every
whatever.
game. I mean, look at like Dead or Alive literally exists as a franchise because of that.
But Lopunny and fucking God of War, bro. Like,
Dude,
man.
furries. Luigi has literally told us about implied how much money furries make and how much they spend on furry shit.
Dude, I'm just gonna kill myself. Fuck this. I can't live in this timeline anymore. Fucking can't stand it. It's bullshit.
You know what's bullshit?
Yeah, what's bullshit, Tim?
Japan.
Oh, that works too.
Because they came up with this bullshit.
Anyway, what else is from Japan? That's right. It's the Weeb shit.
I thought you were gonna say what's bullshit, the Weeb shit. That's what I was
okay.
leading in.
Oh, well, it's actually bullshit is the top headline for this. We're celebrating Evangelion's 30th anniversary. And I think 2 days ago was the 5th anniversary of the third Eva remake movie coming out. Or something.
That was too many numbers. Oh my god.
It's 3.0 plus 1.0. Thrice Upon a Time, whatever the fuck they called that movie. Anyway, long story short, Eva has this big 30th anniversary special going on. They have a live event in Japan that they don't want anybody live streaming or showing any content from. And they show off this 15-minute promotional video starring Asuka, and it has both versions, the one from the original show and then the alternate timeline version from the Rebuild movies. And fans were kind of mad because the video is basically just a big Shinji x Asuka fan project, which defeats the purpose of Eva, where you can't actually pick any of the girls because it pisses everyone off. So point is, they have this event. Naturally, everybody films it, and Studio Car was like, please, love of God, don't put this on YouTube. We don't want anyone seeing this. So then people start posting on YouTube. But in order to prove they have the copyright for it, they had to upload their own HD quality video of it in order to do all of these copyright infringement flags. But in order... The way it works when they flag you for copyright infringement is you get a notice from YouTube with a link to the original content that they believe you're infringing on. So everybody who uploaded a screen recording got an HD copy sent to them by YouTube from Studio Kara of the actual 15-minute video. So the point where Studio Kara was, their hand was forced and they had to release it online with this big tweet about like, please report any unofficial sources. We only want people watching it on the official YouTube video now, which they never had any plans to release because they wanted to preserve this like spirit of the convention exclusives. So a big shit show, but that is now on YouTube, 14 and a half minutes long. I don't know if it's subtitled, but it's there. But part of this weird ass convention announcement was that we're getting a new series Evangelion project from Studio Kara. I don't know who wants this. I don't know who watched the Rebuild movies and said, do it again.
Yeah, after we watched these, it was more like, okay, I'm satisfied. Like, this is as good as it's gonna get.
The real question I have is Hideaki Anno working on it, or is it just his studio?
I don't think it's Anno, but it is the... Who is it? The...
Oh, sorry, it's not even... Studio Car is not even doing it. It's all Cloverworks is working on it. Sorry, it's Yoko Taro is the director for this one.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
The Nier guy. So it's...
The Nier guy.
I don't know. I feel... I'll be real with you. I'm going to watch this, but I don't know if I'm optimistic.
I'll be real. I'm going to watch it.
I also want them to reprint the real grade Unit 2, which they haven't printed in forever.
I'm probably not gonna watch it. I don't care enough.
I feel yeah, especially after
Tyler
the
will
last
wait
one.
for your review, Freeman.
Yeah.
That said, I am going to be rewatching Evangelion fairly soon.
Ooh.
So it'll be fun to rewatch.
Why are you gonna subject her to this, dog?
Because she wants to watch it. She wants to understand the memes. I'm like, oh, this is how we're wandering into.
Damn.
Between that and JoJo, I'm like, let's do Eva first. It's a lot shorter.
but she would like. I think she would like.
Oh,
JoJo's
she's gonna love
though.
JoJo. I can't wait to get through
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Even oh my god, bro, I can't. Oh
I know.
man,
Look, she's enjoying Gurren Lagann. That's all I'll say.
Those do not seem like the same thing.
they're not the
It's
same.
practically the same studio. It's fine.
One is an objectively good show.
And the other's Evangelion. I know.
The other one's like I feel like I feel like Eva goes into the whole you guys have heard of my things that I will totally watch on mute. I would totally do that for most of the show. Like I would watch it on mute and be like, ah yes, this is great. Look at this shit fighting. It looks so fucking cool. I feel like that's what people mostly get hung up though. Correct me if I'm wrong, Freeman. I feel like people are so hung up on like the Evas and the Angels and the fight scenes and like the aesthetic is so fucking cool that they don't realize how just weird and confusing it is and convoluted.
So I wish I remember the exact quote of it, Tim. I know you watched the video. There's this YouTube reviewer. I'm forgetting what his name was. It was like Scamboli Reviews.
Scamboli, yeah.
And he did this video on Evangelion, and he was shitting on what's the group? Like there's Sele, all the dudes are always sitting at the table, just being like, the lance of vagina has been retrieved from the moon,
Yo, but it's true,
and that's true. It's like every time these guys talk, I don't know what they're talking about, and you never do. It never makes any sense, and it's one of those like, wow, that's cool, but if you think about it, it just gets annoying.
Yeah. It's like it's that though, and then it's just like, shut up, Shinji, get in the fucking robot. Like, all right, bro, and because that's all I'm here for, really. I'm not really paying. I mean, I know the show now. Like, I've seen it twice now, technically 3 times if you want to count the.
You've seen it thrice upon a time.
Yeah, fuck. God damn it.
I mean, I've watched it twice. The first time I saw it, I legitimately, I got to the end, I was like, I don't understand what the hype is. And then I rewatched and I was like, you know what? This show's a vibe. I like it.
The only thing that stayed consistent for me is that when I was young and watched it, I was like, damn, Masako bad as fuck. And then I got older and I was still like, damn, Masako bad as fuck. And I'm like, oh no, I have a type. Like, looking at all the anime women, I'm like, wow, I like toxic. Toxic is it though? Apparently.
Damn.
Good lord.
Well, at least you're aware.
Yeah.
I am aware.
Anyway, a new Evangelion will more likely than not bring us some new Bandai hobby kits, because right now Bandai is doing this massive corporate expansion. They've launched several different lines of products, including their Warhammer 40K competitor tabletop gaming division.
Wow.
They've announced all their kits for the year.
Cool. Not gonna lie.
Oh.
Yeah, they do look pretty cool. And in a shocking twist, they announced all of the planned Gundam for the year as opposed to slow rolling. And the general consensus seems to be that with Gundam kits this year, they're not doing a lot of new kits. They're focusing more on reprinting a lot of the older ones that have been out of stock but are in high demand. But more importantly, they're printing kits that aren't Gundams. They're producing a lot more model kits that are just other brands, other robot shows, other product lines that aren't necessarily Mobile Suit Gundam, which is weird. But Bandai is growing as a whole. And part of their growing is they wanted to rebrand everything. New logos, new names, new everything. So Bandai Hobby, which previously had the red Bandai label and changed to the blue one, I think 6-7 years ago, which everyone did not like because it ruined tradition. They've very much changed their logo extensively. I put it in the show notes if you guys want to see it.
It looks like dog shit.
It looks like dog shit. It's just like that time that Korean company, K backwards N, who used to be known as Kia, decided to rebrand their logo to this indecipherable symbol.
This looks like just like a Tetris blocks. Like what?
Yeah,
There's nothing here.
So Bandai chooses this blocky format to try and do a B and an H, but they didn't put enough detail into the B, and it just looks like a K. So the big joke on the internet is everyone's calling it Kandai Hobby.
That's good. This looks terrible.
It looks like ass. The fact that they have to spell out the name underneath it because it's not obvious what the fuck the acronym on top is just.
Oh my god!
It's stupid design.
Way to
Either way,
understand the assignment.
Either way, this is the new logo. That's the new logo that'll show up on all of the model kit boxes going forward.
Some
so
marketing
if you see,
loser got paid more than any of us will ever make to design this garbage.
the worst part is
dude.
I saw a bunch of people trying to redesign this logo. All they did is they just rounded out some of the corners, or they put like a couple extra lines to make it look more like a B. And it's really easy to fix this, but they were so dead set on doing their Tetris block motif where you can't tell it's a B. Man, these graphic designers.
It's terrible, dude. It's so boring. Oh my god. I know that we're in the modern era, and I remember JonTron's video from like 2 years ago about memeing about how everything's like the smoothest, circleist, softest edges thing ever, but like, holy shit, it's so boring. Oh,
Flat design. Oh, did it see my mic cut thing again?
your mic was like inaudible for a second there.
I just saw it flashing on Discord as I was talking, so I don't know what the hell it did. Anyway, it's generally speaking, flat design philosophy is kind of out. We haven't gone full back into like skeuomorphism like we had in the early 2000s, but like flat is out, and I really wish Bandai would get with the picture.
We're talking about Japan, Freeman. It's physically impossible for them to be.
I know, right?
They
They are about to update their fax machines.
Let's not get carried away, Freeman. They have one guy in the office who just knows how to run that fax machine.
They call him the Wizard.
Yes.
Anyway, that's it for the Weeb shit.
Speaking of Weeb, let's go.
Oh, so there's only one Weeb thing on here because we're what? There's like 3-ish weeks left in the season, so shows are starting to wind down. We already know what's next season. It's a lot of sequels. There's not a lot of insane hype or news to talk about. Most of these announcements are blah blah VA is voicing side character in season 6 of I'm a vending machine and now I'm in a dungeon, or whatever the fuck it's called. So we concluded a much older show.
Yes.
That we've been. I wouldn't say we've been slow rolling. We've been making decent progress. If this is a weekly
we
anime,
accelerated.
we've been watching more than an
accelerated.
episode a week.
Yeah, we
did
also
watch.
did accelerate.
But I finally finished Gundam Wing.
Woo!
The original TV series. Just
excited.
after the rest of the boys went to go see Endless Waltz.
It's okay. We'll watch it again.
Yeah, this is gonna be good. I reviewed it. I gave it the same score that I gave G Gundam, which after sitting on it for a week, perhaps I rated both of these too high. But I have both of them. I have both of them. You know, when I look, I have to rate them based on what they were when they came out, because a lot of it anime from the 90s doesn't really hold up that well. But based on what else was coming out at the time, I think Gundam Wing deserves to be tied with G Gundam at an 8 out of 10, which may be controversial. It's probably really close to a 7, but I'm giving it an 8. I legitimately enjoyed the show as a Gundam fan. When looking at like Universal Century, as much as I shit on it, I loved Zeta Gundam, and this felt a lot like they learned what worked in Zeta Gundam and they just slammed it into something new where we could have more mobile suit designs and have more reasons to fight that weren't so as contrived as the villain of the week shit they did in Zeta Gundam. So I really liked it. I really liked the mobile suit designs. I had already built the Tall Geese. I had already purchased the master grade Tall Geese for building later, and now I'm going through and buying a bunch of the real grades in the show because seeing them in motion. Like initially, I didn't buy a lot of these kits because I didn't like the elf ears on the Gundam, and now I'm over it, and I actually really enjoy some of these mobile suit designs.
Dude, Gundam Wing is still like top tier mobile suit designs like all time. It's
especially after listening to the soundtracks, the whole thing's on Spotify. This show had a great soundtrack too. Even if some of the songs are a little repetitive, they're like, I love them.
Oh, there's
like Drip's like attitude though, like it just bleeds cool, and that's it. Again, another show I'll watch on mute. I'm like, damn, this looks so fucking sick. Then once I unmute, I hear Wu-Fei's dumbass talking about his fucking ideals, just aura farming. They're all aura farming. There's that one scene where they're all aura farming.
I love it. And when they're not in their suits too, they usually are. There's almost at least one scene a week where someone is hugging the wall,
Hiro
arms crossed,
or Wu-Fei
talking with their eyes closed.
Yeah.
Maybe Troa. Usually, maybe Duo. Definitely not Catra. Catra never.
No, Catra had no aura, but even Troll would talk with his eyes closed a lot, which is like low grade aura farming, but he'd still do it.
Hold on. Catra had the one moment when he destroys when Wing Zero shows up for the first time, and there's that shot where he's like he destroyed. It's either when he destroys the colony or destroys the resource satellite, and it shows just him in the cockpit and it's all black. and then it reveals his eye under the visor. That's the only shot in the whole show where Ketra looks cool.
Yeah. What was the last thing I wanted to bring up on this? Oh no, so the one thing that it sticks with me is the names in this show were so unique. I know that Universal Century generally didn't do super Japanesey names. Outside of like Amuro had the Japanese main name, but like Noah Bright, Char Aznavour, none of these are very Japanese sounding names. And like hearing that like the main villain group is the Romefeller Foundation. They just
really lean into the Europe of this.
Yes.
Trey's Renata, like, come on, dude.
I enjoyed it. All the names are cool.
I'm not complaining. I'm just like, that's so not. You would never hear a show, an anime, ever have a name like that these days.
Yeah, if we ever play Jump Space again, my ship is getting named the Peace Million.
Hell yeah,
the Peace
dude.
Million.
The ship that changes size no matter what's going on.
Oh my god, it was so stupid. Anyway,
so funny.
listeners, hold on, I'll complain about this. There's this fight scene between these two giant ships, and one of them is definitively less than 10% the size of the other one for all of this encounter, until they decide to ram into each other. And now they're just for the rest of the show, they're equal size.
I will say, so I want to throw in my 2 cents, because as much as I love Gundam Wing, and it's so formative for me, this is actually the first time, man, maybe in like, I want to say 15 years since I've watched the whole show. I tried to get Val to watch it, and she fell off pretty quick, which is not a surprise.
Big shocker. Big shocker.
I know. But it was really funny watching this all through again. There's so many scenes that came back to me, but I'm like, wow, I really just loved the fight scenes as a kid. There's not actually that much fighting in this, but also this show I genuinely wish would get a reanimation, because there is so much reused footage in this show. It is held together by nothing.
It was really super obvious during the fight scenes where it's like, oh, I'm going to go slash that guy? Let me use my one slashing animation.
Did this Leo get shot? I mean, there's everyone has a gun that can be a machine gun or a super blaster depending on the situation. Like sometimes Virgos are firing their blaster like a machine gun, and it's like chunk, 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 chunk. And then sometimes it's like and it's just one big laser blast. It's literally whatever it feels like in the moment. The amount of times you see the 2 space Leos and one of them gets shot and the other one kind of does a barrel roll and gets shot. The Tauruses blow up the same way every time. Virgos don't have that problem too much, but that's because they come in so late. But, like, anytime there's a mass-produced mobile suit, it has maybe 5 death animations, and that's it. But yeah, it's a wild ride. Like, it's cool watching it as a kid and seeing, like I didn't think about when I was growing up, you know, the politics of everything and, like, the power plays of Romefeller and Oz and all that jazz. But it's cool as an adult seeing, like, hey, like, you know, Zek's changing sides. Like, hey, he works for Oz, doesn't work for Oz, goes into space, is trying to unite the colonies, and then ends up leading White Fang. Like, it actually kind of, there is a somewhat sensible through line a little bit. Or how Trey's, like, you know, is on the rise, steps down, says, I want to be a loser. Nothing is dumber in this show than the amount of philosophizing that Trey's does. There's just nothing like it in anything else. Trey's is like, say one word without turning it into a flowery speech is like impossible.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like, seeing Trey's actually fight at the end, I was kind of underwhelmed with how much he's been, like, building up as this philosophical mastermind of everything going on. And then he gets into, like, one fight and serves as the final boss for just an episode.
Dude,
I almost wish we saw more of him in action.
Yes. Well, because the only times he fights in a mobile suit is when when Romefeller's testing out the dolls, and he's like, I'm going to fight for humanity. And the only reason he even lives is because his soldiers he tells them to assassinate Tuberon.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he just would have died right there. And then he shows up in the Tall Geese too. And that's it. He never fights in a mobile suit outside of that. His only fight on the ground is with Wu Fei, and that's literally it. I think it's supposed to be more implied that, like, you know, he's piloting the Tall Geese too, very casually. I also think that that's something that maybe if they had more time, you could work in like a Trey's learning to be a pilot or learning to fly the Tall Geese kind of thing. Be like, wow,
first encounter
no wonder.
with him, and then have him be super strong in the final fight.
Or even have like a scene where he's like, this will really piss Zex off for me to pilot the Tall Geese.
Oh, if we got like a mini Tall Geese versus Epion, but then no definitive victory kind of fight, that would have been cool.
Oh man, that would have been awesome. But I think also the idea is that Trey's is just not as good of a pilot. I mean, he never pilots Epion.
He doesn't. He just owns it.
I think he
designed it?
No, he designed and built it, but I'm trying to remember if he implies to Hiro when they meet that I think he says, like, I looked for the future, and Epion says I don't have one. So it's, like, implied that he tried out the Zero system and just didn't get anything from it. I don't know.
My closing remarks on Gundam Wing. I've never seen a Gundam self-destruct as many times as I've seen one do it in this show.
Wing Gundam spends more time destroyed than actually together in this entire show.
I was shocked.
It's so funny.
I did get jebaited into thinking it was getting removed from the show 8 episodes in when it first detonates itself, only to find out that this is not the one. This is not the only time it self-detonates, and this is also not the only time they're going to rebuild it after it does it.
Oh god. Well, to be fair, it doesn't self-detonate again.
It doesn't.
Because Hiro pilots it, self-destructs, Zex rebuilds it, Hiro won't pilot it. Him and Troa fly away. He's using it for a little bit, but then he ditches it when they all go to outer space.
It's functional, and then it shows up at the end, but it wasn't rebuilt to show up at the end.
No, it was, because then he comes back to Earth and fights. He's defending the Sank Kingdom, and then he goes to Luxembourg, and it gets destroyed. And then it gets rebuilt just in time for Lady On to go out and save
on to pilot it. Yeah, so it doesn't blow up the second time. It doesn't get destroyed again.
But it is destroyed twice. Yes, there is no... I want to say there's no mobile suit that gets destroyed twice. Heavy Arms never gets destroyed. Ultron gets rebuilt. What's the first name? It's not Nataku. That's what Wu Fei always calls it. Fuck.
Shenlong or something?
Shenlong gets rebuilt to Ultron. Death Scythe gets rebuilt to Death Scythe Hell.
Death Scythe Hell.
Sandrock self-destructs, and then the Mogwanok rebuild it. Heavy Arms
the
never
Sandrock
gets destroyed.
Custom.
Whatever. Literally no different at all.
No different, just a little shinier.
It was so funny, Tyler. You weren't there for some of this, but when the first few episodes, so we didn't even talk about Rhythm Emotion, the opening.
All right, this is the best part. So, for anyone who doesn't know, Gundam Wing has 2 openings. You'd expect that they would change over about halfway through. It doesn't.
Nope.
We're at episode. We're at like 39 or 40.
Yep.
Opening still has not changed. I love this song from hearing it, but I have yet to hear it in the show. And it's used as an insert song in episodes 38, 39, and I think episode 40 as this hype-up song that you haven't heard before. So they build you up to, like, what is this track that's playing during the hype battle sequences, only for episode 41 for it to swap in for only 8 episodes of the show to be the second opening. And it's so good.
It's honestly pretty genius. Like, I wish more shows did this, like introduce the song earlier.
It's weird. I wish I knew what they were doing with it.
But I was gonna say the funny thing is when they show the animation of all 5 Gundams in the new opening that they do for Rhythm of Motion, except for the last 2 episodes, episode 41 to 47, Wing Zero, Death Scythe Hell, and Ultron are reused animation from the show, but Sandrock and Heavy Arms use their original opening animations with new backgrounds that look way better because they don't change their design at all.
These 2 episodes, they do change everything?
They reanimated Death Scythe Hell Wing Zero. They put new animation on for just the last 2 episodes to look as good as Sandrock and Heavy Arms. But those first 7 with Rhythm and Motion look way worse on the new Gundams. But only the 2 old ones have the very pretty old animation.
Damn.
Another level. Now we can't even get more than 12 episodes in a show.
We watched we watched like an entire, it would have been a half season. It would have been almost one whole season with White Fang. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Barge died like halfway in a season. There was an entire half season after Barge gets blown up before the show was over. That's crazy. Also, genuinely feels like a bold move. The Gundam pilots only fight together for 5 seconds in the entire show. There's literally...
Yeah, based on the promotional material, they look like a fucking boy band. You think they do everything together. Then like, there's never more than 3 of them in the same room at the same time.
Yes. It's so weird. But the whole show spends the whole time going, they're such loners. They're all fighting alone.
I mean, I think it definitely boils down to, if you don't count the grunt suits, they don't ever show more than 3 unique mobile suits on screen at a time. So it may have been a trick to avoid crazy animation at the time.
That's funny to think. Because I know the story.
Even during the episodes where they were together, they never let more than 3 of them fight as a group.
I mean, there's the one technically where it's the 4 of them while Hiro's gone when Catra does the Zero System thing, but that fight's also very short. And it's mostly reused animation of the other Gundams.
And it's usually just Catra in the cockpit going like, no, I won't use the Zero System, no!
Well, yeah, but then Ultron Heavy Arms and... Man,
yeah.
Fucking Heavy Arms.
We've been on this for too long. We should probably move along.
The only thing I wanted to say to that regard, Freeman, is I never actually finished the manga because I couldn't find it in paperback as a kid to finish. But the story of the manga diverges like halfway through from the show. So I don't remember what the differences all are, but I know there are differences between the manga and the show of Gundam Wing. But look for more content when we do a movie night, the 3 of us, and Tyler and I show Freeman the Endless Waltz movie, so he can confirm or deny his suspicions about what's going on. Tyler, he admitted that he doesn't think Hiro's the villain of Endless Waltz anymore. To be fair, though, Freeman, going into Endless Waltz, you're not going to know what's going on because nothing in Endless Waltz has been set up in the show.
Yeah.
That's just free information. Like, the villain is someone brand new. There's no
Oh boy.
There's only the only context is some knowledge of Operation Meteor, like what happened, and that's it. There's no the villain is totally new. The multiple villains, their plan is totally new, so like there's nothing where you should be like, I missed this person who was in the background, like the Oz soldier who was Lady Un's guy comes back as like, no, there's nothing of that.
Okay.
But I'm still excited to watch it. This is I forgot, this is my only other thing on here that I finished. This is actually something that I watched that I kind of did on a whim, and I actually really am glad I did. Netflix had done this thing, I think like last year, when Jane Goodall, I think she's like a famous conservationist, passed away.
Yeah.
They revealed that they had done an interview with her that was sealed until she passed away. I didn't watch it at the time, but I was on Netflix the other day when I was working from home, and I was on lunch, and I'm like, I just want to watch something. There was a new famous last words. And it was for, what was his name? I feel very bad that I don't remember. Eric Dane, who was a very famous actor from Grey's Anatomy, who was like the heartthrob in Grey's Anatomy. Apparently there's this whole thing. They talk about it in the interview. But he was diagnosed with ALS a couple of years ago. And then at some point last year, they had filmed this famous last words interview, and then it released back in February when he passed away. I really enjoyed this. I actually didn't give it a review on Letterboxd. It doesn't feel right to rate something like this, but I did heart it. And I do think it's worth watching, just in the sense of, like, you know, some of the questions are pretty good. He has a little trouble speaking because of the ALS, and he seems like a kind of private guy, so he doesn't like overflow with information. But the interviewer does a good job of kind of probing him with questions and trying to get self-introspective things out of him. And it's really a unique thing. I feel like this is something that isn't explored all that much. Certainly not at like a large scale in today's day and age. When we have video, we have things left behind. You know, as long as YouTube exists, we'll have this podcast. Like, if YouTube outlives all three of us, our voices will still be here. And it's a weird thought. And to take it a step further and say, hey, we're recording this. They actually say at the beginning that there's camera operators who are outside the room, remote operating cameras. They don't have microphones, so they don't know what's being said. So the only two people know what's being said in this soundproof room is the interviewer and the guy himself. And then actually at the end, the interviewer walks out of the room and lets him speak directly to the camera completely by himself, and he leaves a heartfelt message for his children, knowing that this is going to be released by Netflix once he passes away. And it's just a fascinating thing to look at, where it's like someone can just be so totally honest because they'll be gone when this is seen by other people. So I understand if, you know, you don't want to, like, this is the royal you, not you guys in particular, but like, I understand someone not wanting to watch this because it is inherently morbid. But I was really touched by what he said, and honestly, I cried when he was talking to his daughters, especially with my son. Like, I've thought about doing something like this before, so seeing someone say something like this to his kids, I think they're both teenagers. And, you know, he talks about, I'll never walk them down the aisle. Like, he knew this was coming. It's very raw and emotional. And if you have any interest in watching it, I would give it a try. I want to watch the Jane Goodall one at some point. And I wonder what other ones they have kind of in reserve. But this is really interesting, and I really appreciate this look into someone's life. I never watched the show. I never watched Grey's Anatomy. I never watched anything this guy was in. But just hearing him talk about his struggles with ALS, you know, he was divorced, actually. Him and his wife had separated, but they still co-parented, and he talks about that very frankly. Like, it's really interesting to see this very professionally done interview with someone who just knows they don't have a lot of time left. It's very different. So I would recommend watching it if you have any interest.
Oh, he was Jason. I was like, why do I know this fucking guy? Because he was in Charmed.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck is it? Oh yeah, but he was only in like 9 episodes.
Yeah, he wasn't super huge, other than, like I said, being part of Grey's Anatomy was his like big claim to fame.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he was in something called The Last Ship. He was in Euphoria, which I know has been really big.
Plans to release more of these? Because I know there's 2.
I honestly don't know. I kind of intentionally didn't look. I don't know if they've said they have more. I would assume if they've done 2, they've done more, because they have a very custom set for it. But I only know, I would imagine they don't even announce if they have them until the person passes away. I don't think anyone knew the Jane Goodall one was coming. I didn't know this one was coming until I just saw it.
Decent number of people have recorded these, and they're not set to release until they die, kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. But I want to go watch the Jane Goodall one, and I'm very curious to see more of these. But yeah, that's it. That's the only other thing I watched and finished. I'm going to have, next time on the podcast, I'm going to have so much anime to talk about from this season, but I don't want to get ahead of myself.
All right, so the next up, I think it's my movie block here, because I had 2 things I saw in the gap since our last podcast recording. I watched 2 movies, Running Man and Ski Patrol. Running Man, not the original, the newer, was a 2025 one by Edgar Wright, starring
oh boy,
crap, what's his name?
Mr. Hangman in Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, what the hell is his name?
I don't know, generic white guy, dude.
Yeah, generic white guy.
Glenn Howell or Glenn
Powell. There you go.
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell. The movie
I don't know why
was okay.
Twister's got that in my head. Sorry.
But the problem is, I was expecting a lot more out of an Edgar Wright movie because having gone through a lot of his, like we had just watched, what is it called?
Oh,
Not
Hot
Hot
Fuzz.
Fuzz, the other one.
Oh, Shaun of the Dead.
We'd watch Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead, and I've already been a huge Scott Pilgrim fan. So going in knowing, okay, well, I'm going to watch this because I like the director, and then feel like the movie not even feeling like the director touched it, kind of sucked. I was expecting more out of it. The movie was overall fine. It wasn't a bad movie, but like it wasn't what I was expecting. I would say Michael Cera was pretty funny in it. And then the other movie we watched, Ski Patrol. So Liz and I have been going through and watching all like the '80s ski themed movies, and this is by far one of the not good ones. It's very clear they didn't know what they want to do with the plot because there's multiple scenes where like they'll just go to like some social club where people are dancing and have an entire like 3.5 to 4 minute sequence where they play an entire song and everyone's just dancing and there's no plot or rhyme or reason to why they're doing this other than they're just trying to waste film time. So
Okay.
this was a product of its time, very stupid movie about skiing. But some of the ski tricks are really cool, so I'll give it that much. But overall, not a great watch either.
So
That's it.
not
That's all I'm
a
gonna say
not a
about the
stellar
movies.
pair of movies from you.
No,
from,
it was not.
and
I think we also watched both of them in the same weekend. So I was like, can we? Oh my god, I need to leave the weekend with like a good
Can we
movie.
watch anything
here.
good?
I mean, next week we're gonna go see Kiki's Delivery Service, the 4K remaster in theaters. So hopefully I'll give a good review for that with the next episode.
Lamau, we'll see.
If Michelle and I didn't see that so soon, I would be like, I would go. Why can't I talk? Good lord, I'm having a stroke on air. Yeah, I feel like maybe we did watch it. I can't remember. You know what would know? My letterbox would know.
It would.
This is the part I advertised for G Kids, so it's in limited theatrical showings. I think for at least in North Jersey, every day 2 o'clock dub, 4 o'clock sub for like a week, and then I know they just announced they're getting like Secret World of Ariadne and one other Ghibli movie's getting another 4K remaster, and they're just kind of cycling through them right now. But that's
I feel like
happening.
every year there's like a Ghibli fest.
There is, but this is now they're doing the 4K remaster fest, which is the same thing as when they had the 1080p remaster fest.
I see.
I'm curious to see what you think.
I'm curious what I think too.
I'm curious of what I think too.
I think you're the only one left with stuff, Tyler, now.
Oh, I do got stuff. So I beat games. I beat hella games.
Woo!
Well, I mean, I beat hella games. It's only 3.
That's compared to 0 from me and Freeman. That's hella games.
Compared to 3 badges in Pokemon Crystal, that's a lot.
A lot. I rolled credits in Hades 2. And anybody who's like played either Hades game, I think there's more stuff at the end of Hades 1, but usually it's like, oh, you roll credits, there's still like a bunch more stuff to go and that like you can do.
I was just gonna ask.
But like, yeah, like usually like if you roll credits, it's like you got through like what the gist of the story is basically. I could be wrong. I'm not entirely sure how much more stuff there is. Like I got the main deal done. I think there's more stuff with, I'm not gonna say there's really 2 parts of the game with the second part you run into. But who knows? I might just look it up just to see like how much is left, and I don't know. We'll see. I thought it was fun though. It was cool. Malinois, the main character in this game, was different in a good way. But I don't know which I like better, either this or the first game. But I think I like Zagreus a lot. Play as Zagreus a lot better than Malinois though.
How come?
Yeah. It's not a gameplay thing. It is more of I just like Zagreus as a character way better.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, like he's just mad chill, dude.
You said more fun,
like
so more fun to play. So
yeah, I guess I should say more fun in that like I like playing as him because I think Zagreus is just cooler. I guess like yeah, not so much as an actual playing like gameplay mechanics wise.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but I understand that though. I understand it's like what? What do you mean fun? Which I will get into later with another game I played, but yeah, Hades 2 is fun. I don't think it offers anything new to the table. My one friend said that, it's way different than the first game. I don't agree. There are some other cool things that you get, like you get animal companions, which doesn't offer that much different gameplay wise. They are cool though. I do like that. Um, and they also break up the monotony. Like they break up they give you some variety of like how you will tackle the game. Like where there's one way you go, um, where it's very traditional and how that story progresses, but then there's another way you go, and for the first section of that they change it up a bit, where they give you more of an option to um, choose your build. So I think it was a pretty cool addition. But other than that, I think the game is basically the same. It feels like I was playing more of like a Hades 1.5.
Gotcha.
Um, I will say it lacks though in the art department. Like instead of everything in the first game feeling like the art style was very consistent with each other among the like the profile pictures and like the art style, everything does not feel very cohesive. That's probably my biggest mark about it. It's really not that big of a deal since the game plays well, but it's weird. Like the art is just very inconsistent and all over the place to me. And like some art looks pretty good, and while others don't make any sense. Like Zeus looks like he had a fucking stroke.
Some of the artwork for this.
I remember you showing me this on when we were online the other night.
Oh yeah. Like some look great, some look pretty cool.
Oh yeah, you did show this.
Yeah, and others just like it's just like what is going on here? I don't know. And then the two big games that I beat Resident Evil. I not just beat it, I 100%ed Resident Evil Requiem.
Wahoo!
And yes, it came out like a week and a half before the recording of this came out.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. This game was really good. It was fantastic. Don't play it for the story. Don't ever play any of these games for the story.
Oh no.
Is that bad?
Yeah. The story's not that good. Like, it does some cool things where it's like, at the beginning of the game, Leon's like chasing after one of the big bads. And what I thought was a cool scene was, as he gets out of the car, he's chasing him. Big Bad like looks at him, looks at the people around. Like, mind you, they're like on a city street. This guy takes out a fucking dart gun and just starts shooting people on the street, and they all start turning into zombies. And you're like, oh fuck, like
That's pretty legit.
yeah, like there's a lot of really good like if you break them down to individual scenes as a horror game and like some parts as an action horror game, very good. They knew what I liked. Um, and where I thought this game might have had an identity crisis, I think by the end of the game I felt satisfied with how they paced it out.
Good.
Yeah. I definitely think that this is one of the better ones out there. For everybody asking me, I like Resident Evil 8 maybe better, but that's just because it appeals something special to me. But that's also a very different game. Like this game is very different than a bunch of other games. I do think Resident Evil 4 Remake might be my favorite game though out of all the Resident Evil games.
Wow.
Yeah, like I think I just like the action a lot. Like a lot. Like also like it's just fast. Like I can run through it pretty quickly. I mean, this game I can run through pretty quickly too. Um, but some of it's like kind of slow going. Like the this game starts off pretty slow, and then it ramps. But like it's really good. Highly recommend it. It like I was kind of surprised. I was actually ready. I think I even said on this podcast, I was ready to hate it. I was like, you know what, this game's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. Like they had a string of too many bangers. There's no shot they're gonna give another banger, and they did. So,
Dude, it's been Tyler, I know it doesn't feel like it, but it's been a minute since the true stinkers of Resident Evil 6.
I know. It's really funny. I was thinking about it the other day. Like, 6 was so bad. I feel like it put so many people off.
Yeah.
Because there's because they released like the Revelations games in between that and 7, like Biohazard.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I feel like those games were forgotten. Like
Nobody played
knows.
Revelations.
No one. I tried and I thought they were super mid, and I was like, whatever. These games are whatever. I heard they were good, and they definitely tried. They tried their best to like go back to their roots, and they just fucking could not. They couldn't do it. And I would even argue that 7 didn't, but it was good though. Like, I don't think 7 was that much of a Resident Evil game. I don't think I learned recently that people were divided on 8 feeling like a Resident Evil game, which it kind of wasn't. But I think it was more like Resident Evil 4.
I mean, do you think
I don't
that's
know.
part of why people do you think that's part of where they came from with splitting 9 between 2 different gameplay styles? To try to appease people who love 4 and still say 4 is the gameplay?
Possibly. I think they were I was talking with some friends. We think that they were trying to do 6 again. Cuz
6 but good.
6 but good because
With
they
the current
did
one, you mean?
Yeah, with
Resident
9.
Evil Requiem, not 9, whatever.
God.
Yeah, like cuz like if you think about it, like in Resident Evil 6, you guys didn't play it, but maybe you heard of it, but
Oh,
like
I've
they
heard.
tried really hard making like a story, but like a game it's like, oh well, we want to take the action from 4 and 5 and put it in here, but also put the horror in here too. Well, they made Leon's campaign where everybody was like, oh, like this wasn't bad, but then you got to play Jake, Ada, and Chris's campaign, and they all fucking sucked. Like,
Yeah.
they were all trying to be something different, and it had the identity crisis, and there was no pace. Everything that could go wrong with it went wrong, and that's what everybody hated. And I think they were trying to do a bunch of things in this game. They did some experimenting with combining some stuff, and it definitely paid off. Um, I also don't care what anybody says. I like the nod to Amnesia the Bunker that they put in this game.
Whoa.
They could come out and say that it's not, but it definitely was. There's a section of the game where you go in the basement and you have to hide from this monster, and um it's dragging around a chain and stuff, and the only way you could scare it off is with a gun or fire. And you have to and the whole section revolves around you turning off and on sections of this basement you're in. And I won't go into a spoiler, but there's another key thing about that part uh, that ties into the plot actually. That is something similar to Amnesia the Bunker. But as far as the
Cool.
gameplay loop goes, it is Amnesia the Bunker, and I almost feel like that was like a heavy nod to that game. I love that game so much. Amnesia the Bunker is a great game. If you guys haven't played it, not you guys, you two wussies,
I
two
haven't.
wussies to play.
I played
Yeah,
Dark Descent.
I'm a little
Two
scared,
wussies.
baby.
Yeah, also.
Scaredy baby. Yo, listen, the what I like about the bunker is, in my opinion, it is the best Amnesia game. Because it does more than, oh, I go here, I look away from monsters, so I'm not scared. Like, it is a I think I like Amnesia because it's a Resident Evil game. Uh, where like you have tools and other things at your disposal to get away or like repel the monster, right? Like, you're not completely defenseless. Like, you have things to navigate yourself around and do things. Like, it's not just walk here, hide from thing, don't look at it so you're not scared. And that's what most of these are. And I think they just like kind of get boring, and I don't really touch those games anymore. Uh, but yeah, no, Resident Evil was great. It was good. I don't like Grace. I think Grace is really annoying.
The new
And the
character for
story
this
was
one, right?
lame. What?
She's the new character for this one.
Yes. Yeah, she is the new character. She's uh the like they recommend you play her in first person because it's scary. But yeah.
Tyler, are you excited for the story content that's coming in the future?
I'm not so much excited for the story, maybe, but I'm excited to play whatever it is. I play it to play the content.
Tyler, would you be excited for a mercenaries mode for this game?
No,
Oh,
because I've never touched any of the mercenaries in any. In fact, that's probably what has kept me from 100%ing most of the Resident Evil games.
damn.
I like I like feeling powerful and like running through the mazes to blow zombies out of their Nikes, but I never ever wanted to play like an arena, run around, shoot things. Like I tried the mercenaries in every single Resident Evil game that had them, and I just don't care.
Mm.
Yeah, like I don't know. A lot of people love them, but I just don't. I don't find any appeal in them. I also feel mad though. I wish I kind of waited because I'm playing this on PC and I played it with my DualSense. Capcom is adding DualSense support like in the near future.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Ooh.
which is nice. It's super cool, but I'm like, damn, I wish I had those adaptive triggers. That would have been so cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then the last thing is Baldur's Gate 3. After 2 years, my wife and I finally completed Baldur's Gate 3.
Yay!
Congratulations. I can't believe it's in 2 years.
Yeah, I'm surprised it took us that long. Really shocked actually. But hey,
Did you have an
finally
issue
made it.
coming back to it after a long break?
Yeah, but Michelle has a really good memory up like when it comes to media stuff. Like it's weird. I have a good memory when it comes to real life stuff. Unless I really committed to it, but like she remembered all this stuff. Also, she played through it before, so she was like, "Yeah, this is where we're at." Also, the story is pretty memorable too. Like, I don't know, I forgot a lot of the smaller stuff, but like a lot of the main things were really cool. I don't know. I'm telling you, I would be cool with playing this with you guys, so that way Val can watch.
I'd definitely be down.
I would too.
I would. I would
It's just
too.
so much time.
It is a lot. I mean, if we wanted to do like 100% playthrough, that would take us a lot. I think because even with Michelle knowing everything, we were just over 100 hours for a playthrough.
Oh boy.
Clerk.
Yeah, but like if we just went in raw like nothing and just kind of went with the wind, like you know, it takes us however long it takes us. But like we were going for like a full like completionist like playthrough. I don't know. It's good. It's really cool. My only negative really is the combat. Like the combat is just as difficult as oh my god, what's that game we were playing? Divinity.
Mm.
Yeah.
Uh, or maybe I don't know if it's just as it is almost as difficult. Like I would say if we played it, I have no problem playing it on bitch difficulty. Dude, they're like I don't know what it is. Like Larian, like that was my thing with Michelle. I was telling her I was like this game, as far as bones go, is the closest thing you'll ever get to playing D&D 5e. Like any rule or like if you guys hover over a spell, right? Like your shocking grasp Freeman that you used or like anything,
Yeah.
it works the same exact way in this game. And that's amazing. I think like this game is the best adaptation of like any board game anything that translates to a video game. At least like if they were to adapt it to a video game, I think it does that the best. But the problem is they were trying to find a balance of like, well, we still need to make this a video game, so like we can't just give players like one magical item, so they get like 100,000 magical items and they get like a bajillion gold by the end of the game. And so they're like, well, we need to balance this out because everybody's just gonna have a plethora of magical items. So they throw the fucking washing machine at you,
Oh God.
and you're just like, well, fuck. this is difficult. Like the fights are really hard. And the problem with the fights being hard is also like if you lose, a lot of them just like a lot of the fights are long. Like just like real D&D, the fights take a long ass time. And that's ass. So it's like if you die and you were in combat for like the last 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you die, guess what? You want to retry it. That's another 20, 30 minutes to like come up with another strategy and do something.
Damn.
And I'm not bad. Like, you guys know me. I've been playing 5e since it came out. And even I was having problems like trying to figure out what to do.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just like, fuck. Like my prior knowledge did help a lot going in. Like it's a good like if you know 5e going into this, it's a very good primer because then you'll know what synergizes and what doesn't. Like that was Michelle's biggest thing where she was like, I don't know where to start or end with any of these builds because I don't know how any of this stuff works.
Oh wow.
And it's a lot. And because the thing is, it's not just base 5e. Like they give you a lot of stuff. So like I can imagine like this game for like a casual player. And I would say she's not even a casual player like that. Like she's played a lot of RPGs, but
Yeah.
like if like 5e is a different beast, like if you're not like experienced with any sort of like tabletop RPG, I could understand it being a bit cumbersome to like wrap your head around. But not for me because I'm a fucking nerd.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's I've heard a decent number of people who just they've never played 5e, and was a functional introduction to it for them. Which
Yeah,
seemed weird.
I personally think with the correct DM who is not a butt, starting like a level 1 journey is a way better introduction in my opinion to this game. Like if someone wanted to come out and was like, "Oh, I want to learn D&D, like I want to play Baldur's Gate 3 so I can learn D&D," like you could. You could.
Might not be a good idea.
It might not be a good idea necessarily. I feel like this game is more of a this is targeted for those like people who like D&D, who's played it a decent amount, but they're also unk and they cannot like get games together. So it's like, all right, well we got D&D at home.
To be fair, it's not like we get D&D games together, so.
Exactly. This is perfect for.
Oh my god.
We are the target audience for this game.
Oh my god. No wonder Val wants to play it. It's replacement.
No wonder. She could romance Astarion.
Oh god. Please stop.
We know that's exactly why she wants to play this game.
No.
Yeah, gay vampires. You're gonna literally have no choice but to romance Astarion. Not gonna lie, I'll probably if you're not gonna romance Astarion, I will.
Yeah, based on what I've heard, I want to romance him.
Dude, for real. On God. Best character, hands down, best character in the game.
Damn.
it's too bad he is off the rip evil.
Damn.
Yeah, off the rip, he is evil. He is not a good person, and he likes it when you do bad things.
Oh boy.
He's like, oh, stop to help somebody. Why the fuck would we do that?
That. Damn.
Yeah. Yo, you finished this book already, Freeman?
Didn't finish it. I'm like 2/3 done with it though. So I want to put it on here
Oh.
real quick. Dungeon Crawler Caller. Tyler, how close are you to being finished with it?
I'm just over halfway. Oh, I just hit part 2 actually today.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Were you worried that I wasn't gonna start it?
I was worried that you weren't going to follow through because I was waiting until the podcast to reveal this. I had asked most part of the book club if they were okay with you potentially joining us for the next book club because I am the host for it. And obviously Val's going to be fine. I asked Alexa, she's fine with it. And then she tells Fernanda. But she didn't realize I was asking, is it okay because I wanted to invite you? They thought, is it okay because I already invited you? So now everyone is very excited that you're going to be at the book club as I now present you with your formal invitation.
Oh, sick. Yeah. Oh, I would love to go.
Ha!
Yes. I will make sure I read it before that.
I mean, you're already way further ahead in the book than
Everyone but Friedman.
probably everyone but me.
Yeah.
As always.
Dude, this is an easy ass read. Like, I was like,
It's-
I know I could read this sooner, but I'm like, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm pretty tempted to read it.
It's so plainly written. The comedy's subjective. I do find it funny for the most part. But I don't know what it was. You mentioned that the prose is weird. I wasn't sure what you meant by it, but then as I'm approaching like the halfway point, I'm like, I realize this book feels very different than everything else I've been reading this last year.
Yes.
And then I couldn't put my finger on what it was, and it's almost too direct.
Yeah, it's very blunt.
Yeah.
Like, it hits me in the face really hard.
Like, I barely have to think about what's being told to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I could read this inside of a weekend if I wanted to. Just because of how easy it is. Like, I find it which is interesting. So, like, I wanted to make at least a little bit of a comment to you, Tim, because I feel the same way with Jim Butcher. Not blunt exactly, but like the way his writing comes off is very like simple, but not in a bad way. Like, it's an easy read, but like it's more of like relaxed, right? Like, I don't have to like read into things too crazy. Like, it's just an easy ass read, casual read. This one, the author is literally just shoving shit in my face, and like the language is so like
You're selling me.
It's so blunt. It's so blunt. Like, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing for people. Like, I'm just like, I don't know. It's a potato chippy. The
It's a good
concept
way to
is
describe it.
interesting, sorta. Like, I don't know. The other thing that's throwing me off too is that I read a book like this. I read another lit RPG, except that one was an isekai and not like Gate, like this is.
Oh, I don't think we talked about it on here. They're actually doing a Gate sequel that doesn't involve. It's the same world, doesn't involve the same characters.
Oh, is that real? I saw
real.
a poster for that, and I was like, "Yo, is this real?"
It is real. Apparently, Rory will make an appearance, but like for the most part, it's a new story, same world.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll fuck with it.
Hell yeah. Anyway, last thing I want to touch on with Dungeon Crawler Carl, just because I'm Mr. Audiobook. I love graphic audio adaptations because each character is a distinct voice. They have a different actor for it. The audiobook for Dungeon Crawler Carl, there's a single actor for it. He does an amazing job doing all these different voices. I was kind of floored when I realized it's just one guy. Because it's very distinct. Like listeners, you don't want me to spoil the first like 3 chapters of Dungeon Crawler Carl, skip ahead. But once Princess Donut, the cat, gets a voice, and I paused, I'm like, oh, they have another voice actor on here because there's no way Carl's voice actor is doing this cat. And when I realized it's him, I'm like, holy shit, this guy is an impressive voice actor. So I'm enjoying it purely on how good the audiobook is.
Fucking Princess Donut. You should play a clip of that uh at the thing at the book club
Tyler,
that I
you
totally
go.
just got invited to.
You could play that sound at the book club.
Yeah, right.
Maybe I will.
Ah.
All right, yeah, that's all I'll talk about Dungeon Crawler Crawl. I'm not done with it yet. By the next time we meet, I'm gonna be long done with the books. I wanted to talk about it now a little bit.
That's fair.
Plus, I feel like with the way
be long done with the.
Yeah. Plus, I feel like with the way this book is structured, there's not going to be a big twist. I feel like I've already formed my opinion about the book, but we'll see. Maybe there is some crazy twist.
Do you think we're gonna run into his girlfriend?
I don't think we're gonna. I don't think we're doing it in this book. For context, I'm pretty sure the series is like 8 or 9 books long so far, and it's not done.
Holy shit. Dude, what's with these lit RPGs? All right, for the listeners, lit RPG, literary RPG, where the book is like plays out like it's an RPG video game or tabletop. I feel like I had to throw that out there.
It's good context.
Yeah, but like, because the other one that I started, right? My coworker got me into it. I liked the first book, but there's like 16 fucking books. I'm like, I don't know if I feel like reading 16 books.
Tyler, we want people to try to read Dresden.
That's fair. Well, you know what? I will say this at least for if all the other books are like this, because the other one that I read too was He Who Fights with Monsters. I read the first book of that. If they are all easier like reads, then it's fine. Also, they have these blocks of text that I usually skim through, and it's like them inspecting whatever item that they have. Like it'll be like, oh, level 3 crossbow, blah 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 blah. Flavor text.
I mean, I have that problem even in the audiobook version because they have a separate voice where it's just the menu reading. Like the first time we got hit with the new achievement, you just killed someone with your bare hands, and I'm sitting there like, we're gonna go through 5 minutes of him just reading achievements to us, aren't we?
Yup. And that's what it was. I honestly I skimmed through it. I was like, okay, yeah, this is kind of funny, whatever. And then I went to the end of it.
Yeah, I mean the problem is I'll like zone out and then occasionally something important happen. Like when he first gets his gauntlet weapon, and like the wording on it, they're explaining all the stats and shit, and they're like, oh, by the way, if you punch someone who believes in this particular god, they have like a 1.5% chance of turning into that deity. And then it moves on, and I pause, I'm like, the fuck did he just say this glove does to people?
Yup. Dude, yeah, that's like the one thing I don't like about these literary RPGs. It's like there's so much fluff. At least, and I don't have that. I guess I don't have that much experience with them. I've read one before this one, and now I'm reading this one. But I'm just like, okay, whatever. I want to know why. Why? Is it because you think like Dot Hack and Sword Art were like the shit?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm reading the Wikipedia article about this, and it may have been like I'm enamored with the audiobook adaptation. I think this may have been it because the author said that he's aware that most people got into a series purely because of the quality of the audiobook, and he said that the sales of the first version of the audiobook have surpassed any of his physical sales.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm gonna double down and say I really like the audiobook, and I think it's maybe the reason for the series' popularity, but I don't know. I am skimming the descriptions for the later books in the series, and it seems like the later ones will cover like a particular floor, but there'll be some new mechanic introduced, including one where I'm like, oh fuck, it's just Greed Island from Hunter x Hunter.
Oh Christ. Yo, holy shit. I realized Green Island is just fucking Sword Art.
Yes.
Why didn't I think of that? Oh my god. Oh shit, man. Yo, Hunter x Hunter was ahead of its time. Like honestly. Yo, listeners, if you care about any of this, don't listen to any of this other weeb shit that these guys talk about. Go watch Hunter x Hunter, dude. It's so good. So good.
And
do
with
what he
that,
just said.
we'll end the podcast right there. Damn, no response at all. I thought,
Oh,
it was
I thought that
No,
was
that's
it. I
it.
thought
You were gonna end it
No,
right
I-
there. Yeah.
silence
that-
was it. We're ending
no,
the
I was
podcast right
gonna,
there. Oh,
no, I was
oh,
gonna
never
let us
mind.
do the
See, I
actual
knew
ending.
you. That's not what you meant, and that's why I was holding the silence. I
Yep,
was like, let's see how far
yep.
this goes.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Well, we're just gonna stop then. Whatever. Who cares? It's bye,
Yeah,
everybody. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, who are we?
We'll
Goodbye.
be back eventually. Yeah. So someday we'll do a podcast again. I guess maybe. So
Yeah,
who knows?
maybe
We'll
Tyler will
find
be there instead of this void that we've been talking to.
Correct. This 4/5 a person.
out.
Oh my god.
Jeez.